Hi, Mrs. Emily. I was thinking we always practice English about literature and grammar. But today, can we talk about something different? Maybe about India and things you might not know?
Hi, Raj. That sounds like a fun idea. I'd love to learn more about India directly from someone who lives there. What's on your mind?
Well, maybe we can talk about Indian geography first. Many people think it's all hot and crowded, but it's much more diverse. Like we have mountains, deserts, forests, and beaches.
That's true. I've read about the Himalayas and the Ganges, but I'm curious. How does it feel to live in such a geographically diverse country? Do people travel a lot within India to see these places?
Yes, a lot. For example, in summer, people from my city travel to Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand in the north to enjoy the cold hills, and in winter, they go to Goa or Kerala for the beaches.
That's fascinating. It's like traveling within Europe, but staying in one country. I imagine that also makes the people very diverse. Speaking of which, I'm curious about Indian girls and their lives today. There are so many stories about tradition and modernity mixing.
That's a big topic, Mrs. Emily. Indian girls today are balancing both worlds. In cities, many girls are independent. They study, work, and travel alone. But in villages, it is still more traditional.
That reminds me of my students from India back in New York. Some of them talked about arranged marriages, but also wanted to date, like in the US. How do young people like you see it?
Honestly, it's changing. Some people still prefer arranged marriage, but more are dating now, especially in cities. Even arranged marriage today is different. The girl and boy meet, talk, and then decide. It's not forced like old times.
Interesting. I like hearing this from someone your age. It's much more real than reading articles. What about gender roles? Are Indian girls joining fields like the army?
Actually, yes, that's something I am proud of. Indian girls are now pilots, soldiers, and officers in the army. Recently, women were allowed in the National Defense Academy. It's a big step. Many girls are very patriotic.
That's great progress. And the Indian Army itself, I know it's one of the largest in the world, right? But I don't know much about how people in India view the army.
Yes, it's the second largest active army. In India, we respect soldiers a lot. They protect our borders, especially against China and Pakistan. People see the army as a symbol of pride and sacrifice.
And do young men like you consider joining? Is it common?
Many people do, especially in states like Punjab, Haryana, and Uttarakhand. They dream of wearing the uniform. Even in my college, some friends are preparing for army exams like NDA and CDS. It is tough, but it is a dream for many.
That's admirable. I think in the US, the military is respected, but maybe not everyone thinks about joining as much. Does the army also help during disasters in India?
Yes, every time there is a flood, earthquake, or landslide, the Indian Army helps in rescue operations. Like in the Kerala floods and the Uttarakhand cloudburst, they saved thousands.
That's impressive. So, Raj, you've painted this beautiful picture of a diverse land and strong people. But tell me, personally, have you traveled much across India?
Hmm, a little. I have been to Rajasthan, the desert state. It was amazing. Sand dunes, camels, forts, and I went to Manali in Himachal. There, I saw snow, pine trees, totally different. Someday, I want to visit the northeast states. They are like hidden gems.
I've heard about Meghalaya and its living root bridges. Nature sounds magical there. And how do girls from different regions differ? I bet there's variation even in beauty standards and traditions.
Yes, big variation. For example, girls from Punjab are famous for being tall and lively. South Indian girls have beautiful dark skin and sharp features. In the Northeast, girls look more East Asian and are very fashionable.
Wow. So it's not just one Indian girl, it's many versions depending on where you go. That's very enlightening. And what about education? Are girls getting more chances now?
Yes, education for girls has improved a lot. In cities, girls often do better in exams than boys. But in some rural areas, challenges remain, like early marriage or dropping out due to poverty. Government is working on it with schemes like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, etc.
That's a good sign of progress. And is the Indian Army also promoting girls from rural areas?
Yes, actually they hold recruitment camps even in villages. And the new policy allowing women in the permanent commission is encouraging many girls to dream big, beyond traditional roles.
It's inspiring. You know, I feel India is like a big family. Sometimes noisy, sometimes complicated, but full of love and strength.
Perfect description, Mrs. Emily. That's exactly what we say. India is unity in diversity. And the army, the girls, the geography, they all reflect that.
You make me want to visit. Maybe someday I can see the Himalayas, eat street food in Delhi, and attend a wedding in Rajasthan.
You are always welcome. And yes, Indian weddings are colorful chaos, dancing, music, food, and fun. And girls dress up like queens in lehengas and saris.
Sounds like my kind of party. So, Raj, after this conversation, I feel like I've traveled across India sitting right here. Thanks for sharing so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Emily, for listening with interest. It makes me proud to share about my country, and I got to practice my English too.
You did great. This was a perfect combination of culture and language learning. Next time, maybe we can dive into Indian festivals or cinema?
Yes, Bollywood and festivals, another big ocean. Looking forward to it.
Me too. All right, Raj, I'll see you in the next class. Keep sharing your stories. They're as valuable as any textbook.
Sure, Mrs. Emily. Bye.